Alright, stream's up. Morning all, morning all. I think, yeah, see, the only thing I don't like about this situation here, Kelsey, is the fact that we're in this range. So I may not be trading to, yeah. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. But I think loud hissing noise. Really?
It's just going to be your here.
Oh, oh no, it was my headset was loose. That should have done it. That should have sorted that out. Morning all. Let's wait for a few more people to join, then we can make a start.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best situation.
No, we're completely ranging. Really, on the 4-hour time frame, we're consolidating. So. Right, I'm just gonna take a listen, make sure that noise is gone. Okay, let's check out this chart. Okay, nice. So this is GJ 15 minute. Resistance. Okay. So price is trending down and formed a lower high and lower low. 4 hour also doesn't have a bottom wick. Previous 4 hour is bearish. First 15 minute coming up and flipped bearish. Should fill the wick of the previous 4 hour. Yeah, I think it was an aggressive sell. It makes sense. The only thing that I think maybe could have, see, the thing for me was we were just looking at this, and I think we were discussing that if you was going to take that aggressive sell, then this would have been your entry candle, this 15-minute candle there, because this one was good, but it closed still above that area to the left here, you know, and we had like a most recent support here as well. So I think this was your better candle because it got below here, it got below there, and then you just had this nice clean move down. But yeah, I mean, if it worked out, that's good. But that was just what we were looking at. But nice work. Everyone have a good weekend. Oh yeah, look at that, man. Look at this gold move. It's running. Man. Yeah, it's running for like 65 pips right now.
So I think if you can start catching some nice comfortable sells, or any trade in gold really, like you can let them run and you can catch a lot of pips.
Yeah. Yeah, if I just got up, oh, man, I did set my alarm a little bit earlier, but I did like kind of sit there for like 10 minutes, and then if I just got up a bit earlier, I definitely would have been in those cells. But I mean, yeah, we're talking about it on the higher time frame. Should move pretty nice here today. Gold should continue to drop. Yeah, I think gold was a better play. Was a good play to start the day, really. EN's trying to move up. Look at that on gold, man. That is just nice. It's like 70 pips right now. What a nice move. Okay. Let's wait for a few more people. Good morning. You think gold will move back up or continue down? I think gold's going to continue down higher time frame. I think gold's gonna continue pushing further down. Right. Okay. Yeah, no impulsive sells around here. So basically, if we look on pound yen right now, we are just completely consolidating at this point. Obviously, we're still in this heavy bullish uptrend. Still, we still got bullish market structure on the 4-hour and on the smaller time frames. But I think overall, you know, we can see right now that we're just completely consolidating in this area. So I think, you know, for the short term, there's potential opportunity to look for, you know, continuation really either above this area is going to be better. Then we have this kind of area here to the left. We can, you know, continue price moving up back into the 150s. But if we do start to break down below this support, you know, we're going to need something solid like a resistance to establish that we can actually start to head down, because we know this is a rejection zone. We can see that it's also a liquidity zone, which, you know, we usually, you know, price will naturally tend to come towards, because obviously we want to generate that liquidity again if we don't have enough buyers in the market to head up. But these are the types of areas where, you know, people are going to get caught out in impulsive selling, and then, you know, when they start to see price coming back in the range, you know, they wonder why that's kind of happened. So yeah, so no aggressive sells here today. I mean, I personally think pound yen is going to be a little bit difficult here, but obviously, yeah, we'll have to see. Let's look on the smaller time frames. So obviously we look on the 30-minute. This is the 4-hour support level here, and we're just kind of looking at this. Oh. Right, so we're kind of looking at this range right now, and this is awful range. You know, we can't sell below this minor support because we have this 4-hour level over here at 149.700. Makes no sense to sell there. We want to see some form of resistance. We would want to see a low being created below this level, some form of retracement, and then a solid resistance and able to sell it. For buys, I mean, there is a potential play for buys above 149, 900. We have this clean candle back up to 150 basically, or you can say about 150 080 or 90. But in effect, basically, you're looking at potential rejections of this lower end to start heading back up to the top of support, but that's not really the best situation that we want. The best situation that we want is going to be probably buys above this area, and then we can look to fill that wick on the 4 hour, which is this clean move here. And then beyond that, again, we have further clean moves up. So just gonna have to wait and see what kind of happens here for a little bit. Now gold, someone mentioned gold. Yeah, gold should continue dropping. I mean, I just wasn't awake on this situation here, but I knew once I came to the charts exactly what I would have been looking for. Just was, yeah, just a little bit too early for my situation there. But pretty much what you're looking at here on gold is the fact that, okay, well, this area here is a 4 hour zone. This area right here, this is a 4 hour support. We tried to close above that in the Asian session. Obviously we create a high over here. We formed support to retest, but actually what we done was we corrected this late Asian. We made a low, so late Asian made a low over here, this support, and then we created this resistance here, and this actually was perfect because it was back below that 4 hour level. All higher time frames point in a bearish direction, so since we created this resistance level below the 4 hour level, which is right here, now we're looking for this retest of this area as a bare minimum. This is the minimum, and then your runners are looking at these higher time frame lower positions. So if we just take a look at the higher time frames here, so if you look at the 4 hour situation right now, so you can see that we had obviously this area of consolidation. Let's make it yellow. So we had this area of consolidation here. We came up, we tried to close above this, candle tried to close above, and the next 4 hour candle came down and closed back below that level. So this top wick on the 4 hour was that resistance, right? That was the resistance being created on the 30-minute, right, for this 4 hour candle to then fill that previous 4 hour candle wick. Okay, so that's something that obviously is noted. Now we are potentially coming into an area of rejection, which is going to be this zone here, but effectively, if you're looking for further downside, you'd want that resistance established again, in these below this lower end, and then you'd be looking for a retest of maybe this area here, and same thing here, resistance somewhere down over there, and then you'd be looking to sell down to this 4 hour support level. But at the moment we do have a lot of USD strength. Obviously I don't, you can't argue with what the chart says, despite what you may think fundamentally, etc. The chart says that gold is bearish. That means that there's USD strength in the short term or even in the long term. So we are looking at the fact that weekly's made a top wick at this point, so it could continue down to do that weekly wick fill, and for us to come down to around 1685. So that's something that I'm looking at on gold. Gold usually has no volume in pre-London. It does sometimes, but it's very difficult. But this was a great situation. Like we said, this was the resistance being created here. This was your top wick on the 4 hour situation, and then since we had that resistance there, we had a wick to fill on the 30-minute. So this is like a target here. You could also argue this support level is going to be a target, the low created, and then if you wanted to leave a runner to run, that's perfectly fine based on the higher time frames. And now it's running pretty well for like 70 plus pips. So yes, but pound yen is in a very not really anything great there this morning. You may find that we see price breaking down below this 700 level, and everyone's going to want to jump up in sells, but I think that's not quite the best option. The best option is to wait to see how we react at this 4 hour level with the 4 hour candle. Obviously, if we start to reject this area, we see some nice rejections. I mean, that would be nice to potentially look for further upside, but Yeah, we need to be, yeah. Because the thing is, we may come down below the support, but we know from what we see. I keep doing that. From what we see, how do you do it so that this stays on the like right hand side? I want it to do that. Don't have to do that. Oh well. Yeah, so you may find that there's an impulsive move below this level, but I mean honestly what you may find then, what's going to happen is that you may get like a bullish candle do something like this, where we just basically close down below here, and then we get the next candle creating that low, that wick, rejection wick, and then we start to come back up above that support level, because the 4 hour is just still ranging at that point. So I'd be careful of that, but that could present an opportunity for some form of retest to head up again to start coming back up into this range. So I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but I think for the moment this is just not really, it's not going to be tradable right now to give us the best possible option. But does anyone know how to put this? I don't know how to like put this so it just sticks on the side. I haven't got to like keep moving it.
You know what the little dots on the left? There's like little small 6 dots.
Oh yeah.
Just click on it and just move it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh no, I was saying this. See this? The text.
Oh yeah.
I want it so it's like just wrapped, like, do you know what I'm saying? So that it's just stuck here, like, so no matter where I move, do you get what I'm saying? It will just stick to.
Yeah, I think you need to choose anchor text. Like if you go onto the tools, there's one called Anchor. I'm not sure if that's what it is.
What does that do?
I think it's like it just stays.
Let's see if it works. Right, this
you want to lock it? Press the lock button. There's unlock. No, go back to what it was before.
Yeah, I know, but what is it? What's the difference of anchored text? I don't get that.
Not too sure. I think it's when you zoom in and out on the, so you zoom like in and out to see.
See, yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah, I don't even need to lock it. I just want it in one position and then not have to. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does the job.
Right, okay, nice. Oh, sorry, Salim. Anyway, good morning.
I know. Good morning. How you doing? Alright?
Yeah, good mate, good mate.
Oh. Nice one. Nice.
Right, Slim.
How you doing, Kelsey?
Good man. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So EN's moving bullish. That pound yen is reacting off this 4 hour level at this point. We may just even range today, to be honest with you. But gold looks like it's heading down. Man, wish I got that move on gold. I was waiting for it in the I was waiting to obviously I did the analysis in the Asian session, and then I was like, okay, hopefully I'm gonna wake up and just get a nice easy move on gold. I missed it by 15 minutes. See, that's the problem. There's always a move, and then you're like, oh man, if I just woke up 15 minutes earlier. Okay. To be honest, on higher time frame, I think we have less momentum for sell now. Also, the 1680, 1684 is very strong level support. People just react on the rate increase on 10-year. I don't know, man. I think gold's gonna continue heading down today. I do believe. I mean, look at the higher time frames, man. You know, it's fairly evident that we should at least reach 1685. You know, we can see the weekly's already made a top wick. Look at the daily situation. It's come back exactly into this zone to do a retest. 4 hour could not create any support above this level. Right, it did a fake out of this zone. It's now did a little retest, continuing down. Yeah, I mean, granted, we may obviously get some reactions here and we could start to consolidate a little bit. But I think overall, it's still going to head down to these lower support levels on gold. So, yeah, I think gold will continue down. Hi, I just popped in. What did I miss? Not really much, to be honest. Not really much. Didn't miss too much. But the inflation pressure is still there now when the 1900 trillion plan is 1900 trillion is approved. It should push gold price up again. Yeah, I mean it could do in the long run, but I mean right now if you look at the higher time frames, like there's no indication that we're gonna start heading back up yet. None whatsoever. You know, until I start seeing, you know, clear rejections, support being created. You know, you could argue this was a rejection, but then now, you know, as we start to create more resistance, now it looks like we're just continuing with the trend. So we need to see a break of this current bearish market structure before you can even think about looking at buys. Obviously short term is fine, but I'm talking for the long term on gold. So yeah, right now, pound yen, there's literally nothing going on here. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you Ryan and Dylan. So I think today is going to be a nice, should be a nice easy day really. You know, because if we do just kind of range, I mean, then it is what it is, but yeah. Yeah, looks like gold is just continuing moving bearish. Ooh, EN. EN closed above on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, EN should continue moving bullish over here. Yeah, looks like EN could start heading back up again based on the 4-hour time frame. We can see a lot of rejections to this lower end. You See a lot of rejections over here. See rejections over here now. So it does start to seem like, you know, these previous rejections of resistance, you know, they're getting filled. These wicks are getting filled, whereas these rejections are liquidity being generated. So we can see this most recent rejection here where we create this bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hour. I think this 4 hour candle should push up to at least this kind of zone vicinity here. And then if we can successfully create support somewhere over there, then it makes sense for a continuation back up to retest these high points. But nice to see that on EN. If we look at pound yen on the 4 hour, what can we say? Well, all we can say is that pound yen is just ranging. Complete range on the 4 hour. So really this should be a no situation. But yeah, we truly are ranging right now, so we might have to wait to see if open will give us anything. Okay, let's get some likes on the stream, guys. We've got like 15 likes. We can do better than that. Nothingness for GJ. Nothing this day for GJ. Yeah, it doesn't look very great. I mean, there's an opportunity for potential upside above 149,900 to continue price up, but it's still in that 4 hour range, so it's not the best situation at all. Yeah, it looks like could be a potential rangy day here today. Yeah, looks like gold continue down to our second TP there. So man, could have caught a 100 pip move on gold here this morning. Damn. Yeah, gold was sweet. We haven't even had, since this resistance was created, we haven't even had one bullish candle. You know, we haven't even had one 15-minute bullish candle. What lot size you decided on for this week? So this week I've decided to just go down to one lot positions. So I think not even just for this week, to be honest. I think for the rest of March. Yeah, I think for the rest of March, because I mean, for me, I just wanna like focus on, you know, getting performance up to where it needs to be. You know, go back to the one lot position, and then, you know, there's plenty of time to build back up from there. So yeah, for me, it's just one of those, like, I don't really give a shit like what people think and stuff. I just care about, you know, if the psychology behind trading 4 or 5 lots, it does affect me, because, you know, it has, because over the last, you know, couple of months or whatever, you know, I've been very hesitant to get into trades, and, you know, so I feel like dropping the lot size down again will give me that, you know, just kind of help in that situation. So yeah, I think 1 lots for the rest of March, then I'll bump it back up to 2 lots for April, and then we'll go from there, really. But, you know, there's no obligation, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, if you're trying to make money from trading, then it's not going to work. So I know that from a performance perspective, you know, from a performance perspective, I need to focus, you know, obviously not on trying to make money from trading, right? So for me, it's going to be important to, like, really reduce down the risk, just get back to trying to, week in, week out consistency, and then we'll be good to go. You know, no success story is a straight path, as they say. You gotta do what you gotta do to be successful. Would really love that criticism now, H. I sent a chart above. I can't see it, mate. You're gonna have to resend that with the code, Mamba. Yeah, I can't see it, man, I'm afraid. Cannot see it at all. Morning, GJ in a range this morning. Missed the sells on gold. might look for a retest if it comes again. Yeah, we discussed the sells on gold at the start of the stream, where you could have entered. But yeah, 100%. I think for further downside on gold, what we were saying is you're probably going to want to wait for a little bit of a retracement and some resistance to form. I mean, I think below this level is still good. Below this level here, or even resistance below 1697. Reason being is because that's the previous 4-hour resistance. If we're creating resistance back below that level, it makes sense. So I mean, even if you try and see see if price will make a low somewhere down over here, if it makes that low, and then you can wait for the retracement and then wait for that resistance to form, and then this low gets retested, right? And then a continuation down to this support. Just to execute comfortably, understandable. Yes. I just want to, at the end of the day, like, there's plenty of time. Like, I think I would be doing the wrong thing if I said, okay, let's just continue and try and build that comfortability. The comfortability isn't going to come unless, you get comfortable. And part of getting comfortable is just about, being comfortable with your risk, being comfortable with your trading ability, everything. So, yeah, I feel like really just lowering it will just get me back to a good kind of state. Like, I've made a few mistakes, and that's okay to make mistakes. What's good? What's going on, Mike? So let's wait and see what happens here. We got London Open volume in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So the 4 hours tapped into the support at this point. So I mean, yeah, we need to see, because obviously if it flips bullish, we're just still kind of ranging at that point, right? We're ranging on the 4 hour, but you could argue, yeah, we could head back up to resistance. Makes sense, but at the same time, we want to also be looking at the fact that we are ranging on the 4 hour, but we are ranging here now on the 30 minute, but now we look like we're starting to break up potentially. If we do close above this area, then I think we do have an opportunity with London open volume for price to continue moving up to like 150.090, maybe even 150, 140, but we'll see, because yeah, I don't particularly want to be taking a trade in this 4-hour range, but I mean, we'll see if this candle can close something above this level. Would make sense for price to continue at that point. Hi, this is the first time I'm seeing this channel. Oh, nice. Welcome. Welcome. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait 5 minutes for this candle to close over here. We need this candle to close. That is what we want. What we saying? Is this the only time you trade during the day compared to other sessions? Yes, pretty much. This is my trading time. London session is pretty much my trading time. You know, obviously we have a group of us to come on for a Zoom after the London session, just in case there was nothing that we kind of particularly liked. But yes, we do. What's the word? We do sometimes take trades after the stream. Sometimes. Yes, I'm just waiting for this 30-minute candle to close, and I think if this 30-minute candle can close bullish above this area here, then we can see the next 30-minute candle to continue moving up. But our stop would have to be below the 30-minute candle, and they would be targeting like 150, 100, 150.090, even back up to like 150, 150 even. But we need this candle to close above this resistance in order for price to continue moving bullish. Do you do trades live or just analyze? No, we do live trades. We do take live trades. Okay, let's really neaten up on zone here for a sec. Yeah, we want a nice strong close above this area. One hour candle is creating that support as well. So if you think about it now, right, the 1 hour candle is closing bullish. So if the 30-minute candle can close above, that means we could see the next 1 hour candle also to continue moving up, right? Because we're creating this support level here, right? We're respecting this support. So I mean, but we need this 30-minute candle to close above. Otherwise, there's no opportunity for a buy at this point. Morning HFX, morning A-Rod. How's it going? Ooh. Yeah, we need this 30-minute candle to close above 149.898. So yeah, if this 30-minute candle closes above in a minute's time, I think it's going to be a good opportunity to take a buy. For price to continue bullish. If we don't run off here in the last little bit, since we're doing a retest on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, I think a good target would be 150.085. 1 hour candle closing bullish. 30-minute candles closing bullish. 15-minute candle is closing bullish. Right, cool. I got in buys on the close of the 30-minute candle, but it stupidly slipped me a little bit.
I was waiting for it to look down. I haven't got in yet.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
missed this now.
So I'm expecting London open volume to continue us moving bullish at this point. So if we look on the 1 hour, 1 hour's created support. So I think we should at least hit 150.085. That's what I'm expecting. But I think an overall good target would be TP back at the 4 hour resistance over here. So I put TP here, but I might close partials here just in case we start to see rejections, and then I would basically close it at that point. But yeah, that was a little bit annoying. I got slipped like fairly quick. Oh, we got 9 pips already. 10 pips here. Beautiful, nearly approaching that area. Oh,
Already
nice.
has.
12, 13 pips. Oh, beautiful. Oh, lovely. 15 pips. Gorgeous. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that. 15 pips. Job done. Beautiful. Wow, that was about a minute and a half trade over there. Beautiful move on a Monday morning. Yeah, I got around like 15, 13 pips. Easy work.
Yeah, I should have just been on the close already, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, well, nice move. No runners, secure positions. I think I better have not got stitched up with where I closed though. Oh, it got me at 13, not 15. Ah. But nice. There we go. Beautiful. Nice start to a Monday. Nice start to the Monday. Oh yeah, we're starting to reject this area a little bit here. But yeah, I think price should continue moving up. So that's my trade done. Oh man, imagine if I had a fall. I knew I'd say something like that.
No, don't.
No, I can't be talking like that. No, we gotta take this slow now. This week, get back that comfortability like I was talking about. But yeah, beautiful. A 1 lot trade, £85 made in a minute and a half. I don't think you can do better than that. You know, what I just made there is what someone makes in a day in a minute and a half. You know, you have to be very grateful for these situations. So real nice there. So we had a nice win here today. So we had GJ buys plus, yeah, I got about 13 pips on that one. But yeah, it's annoying because I got slipped. So basically it entered me in at the top wick. So spread must have been fairly high. But yeah, that was a real nice move. 16 pips in 1 5-minute candle with London open volume. We were setting up above that area. We spoke about 30-minute candle closing above. We could take nice easy buys coming up to around 150.080, 150.085, and then coming up to resistance at 150.145. So you'd probably want to see some support forming on the 5 minute or something for price to continue. But yeah, nice. So if you caught this trade, if you caught that move, drop a like on the stream, drop a W in the chat. Let's see how many people got that trade there. Drop a W in the chat, people. Let's see how many people got that win. That was a real nice move. Still trying to continue at this point. So where did I get taken out? Let's take a look. So it closed me out at oh damn, yeah, did I get slipped? I must have got slipped like over about 2 pips. It entered me in at 53. That's 2.5 pips. Damn. London Open, man. I was a little bit delayed, I suppose, with the entry. I was like a split second late. I get slipped the whole, but it makes all the difference because those 2 pips cost me like 20 pips, £20.
But if you got a 5-3 you got in?
Yeah, 5-3.
I mean, yeah, to
That's a bad amount of slip. That's actually above the wick. It was here, and so basically I wanted to enter here, and it got me in. It's like it's like nearly 2.5 pips, bro. Doesn't look like a lot on the physical chart, but that's 2.5 pips right there in spread. You know, when usually GJ is like a pip and a half. But this is running beautifully now for like 18. I think 150, 140 is going to be a good target. But yeah, when I saw price hit this level and I saw I just had like 15 pips in the bag, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna take the 15 pips, start of the week, get that profit in. Because if I have a win on a Monday, you know, the psychology towards the rest of the week is now gonna be in a good place. You know, despite the previous weeks, I think it's really important. So I'm really pleased about that. But yeah, I mean, I know obviously you missed it, Kelsey, but I think you should have just potentially just got in on the close.
Yeah, I should have been in. I was actually thinking about getting in just before the close, but
yeah,
I don't know why I didn't get in there.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's Monday anyway, so don't worry about it. But I think for next time, you know, we need to be. I think looking at where the 30-minute candle close in, and then.
Because I was thinking like the 1 hour. I know it was London Open, but I was thinking we get a 1 hour quick down first, but we just didn't.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, the only thing is we had good confluence. We had the 1 hour candle closing above, which meant that this 1 hour candle was our pullback. You know, generate that liquidity again at that 4 hour level, and then we pushed up.
Yeah, it makes sense because that 4 hour, the previous one closed above that level we were talking about, and then that next one rejected the low and then started hitting up.
That's it. But yeah, no, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You know, I ain't even gonna lie, like, I had a shit week last week, you know, so this is why I'm now having to reduce the risk. So even missing a move is, yeah, honestly, and you know exactly where you would have got in. You were looking at the same thing. You had the right idea. So it's, don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it up now and then add it to the journal.
Yeah, 100. Oh, can you believe that? You know my withdrawal that I did the other day.
Still not come through?
No, I've just got the email to say it's successful, and then they basically already taken £40 of my profit from this morning. So now it doesn't even. Now I can't even like screenshot it to say like, oh, here we go, because it's taken like £40 off. Let me try and like
I think it still says like withdrawal 40 quid though. So
yeah, no, it does, but I don't. Should I just put it how it is?
yeah, I done it the other week like that. I don't really
Yeah,
care.
screw it. Fuck it, let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. But mate, that was the. But if that was a 4-lot position, that would have been like the quickest I would have made on a 4-lot.
I put up 500.
Wait, what's 85 times 4?
Yeah, literally like just under 500, like 470 or so. 480.
That's nice. That is nice. Oh well, we got to get that. We got to get that. We got to get the. I got to get the performance back up to scratch, you know, and then I can start looking at getting back up to those sort of lot sizes. I think by the summer. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. After the trade, we had nearly like 90 something people. It's just funny. The copiers are back. So a few people caught these buys. We had like two people, 3 people. I should have been paying attention, guys. You know, we did say if the 30-minute candle closes above 149.900, then there is the opportunity for price to continue moving up to at least 150.085, and then to continue on to 150, 145, 155. That's what we did speak about. But yeah, looks like it's trying to create some support potential on the 5 minutes. But yeah, nice work. So nice work to everyone who caught those buys. Good start to the week here this week. So I'm really pleased about that. I think it's good because, I mean, would I have had the confidence to execute on that with a 4-lot last week? Probably not. I'd have been like, well, we're arranging on the 4-out. You know, simple excuses, right? But since, you know, reduced the lot sizes, I had that confidence. I had that, you know, better ability to be able to, you know, take profits and get in. So very pleased about that. Very, very pleased. Gold is still trying to continue down, but seems like it's reached this support level. We may start to see some retracement, but what you may find on gold, if you do start to see further resistance being created, you know, at support levels, this is where, you know, you can look at, okay, are we going to start to continue moving further bearish at this point, you know, something like this. So we'll have to wait and see. But ideally, you'd want to see a bearish candle up over here. This is where you'd want to see that bearish candle, and then this becomes your low. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed how much I got slipped, and then how much actually I could have got my hands on. Because then, if that's the case, right, then I mean I could have had, like, yeah, good amount of pips. But is what it is. At least we had a win. least we had a win. Okay, let's take a look. Wow, 17 picks, good move. Yes, that was a nice move. Yeah, wow, hell yeah, easy. Oh, nice. Did Joey get those buys? We're done for the day. Yes, yeah, we're done for the day at this point now. No bottom wick, so he didn't take the trade. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair enough. I think based on the close and the fact that we had volume at 8 a.m. made sense for me to execute on that idea. Ruben caught those buys, beautiful. Price just moved insanely fast, might not have been slippage. No, it was slippage, because when I clicked the buy, it was like a split second after the candle closed, because I always wait for it to get down to 1 and then I move over and click it, but by the time I get down to 1 second, like the new candle opens and it just goes, you know what I mean? So it's hard, but still. Missed it. I was lying down. Oh, that's why you gotta be on the ball. You gotta be paying attention. You know, if you're waiting for a 30-minute candle to close, if you're looking for, you know, a buy, if you're expecting price closing above resistance, then you need to be thinking about being on the chart, ready, waiting, like a sniper. You know. Hey H, are you looking at charts today? Yes, we're looking at charts today. Please send in a chart. I think you said you sent one in, but it didn't come through. So just resend the chart, and I'm more than happy to take a look. It happened so fast. Yeah, we caught. That was literally like 15, 16 pips in about a minute and a half. Okay. Oh, we had another win there. Nice. Just going to wait for support to form on 900 if we get a retest. I think that makes sense. Sorry, but hiccups. Yeah, I think that makes sense. You can look for a support to form, or you can look for buys above 140, 150, because then you have another clean range at that point, like a nice 20 pip range. I'm gonna go make a drink and some food in a minute, and we have a nice chilled session here now. Check out some charts, take it nice and easy. Okay, though I wanted this candle to close above 0.900. Yeah, see it closed above 0.900. That was my confirmation. I wanted to see price closing above, because look at how we were structured over here, right? We came back to this 4-hour level, we tapped into it, we created a bullish candle, but then we have this resistance, this immediate resistance that was created right over here. So then, you know, we can't take buys here because, you know, we have this kind of like area to the left hand side right there as well. And then we can see how this 30-minute candle, it closed above. If you look on the 1 hour, the 1 hour candle also closed above this level, and then the next one was very high probability for it to continue moving up. We have a clean candle to the left hand side. We had this wick to fill as well, and plus this all came around with London open volume. So that's why it made sense to take the trade on the close with volume to continue us up. Obviously we could have seen obviously a bottom wick. That's where some people like to have got in. That's fair enough, but I just thought on this occasion, you know, if the close was, let's say, over here like that, then it makes sense to wait for a bottom wick, because buying over here and then sucking all that drawdown makes no sense. But it's just closed above. It's a strong close. I think good opportunity to buy there. Stops below this level, and then this is your target, or this area here, which is where I basically got out over here. You know, and then if I wanted to leave a runner, it would have been to here, but I thought, you know what, this is a clean move. This is at least a 15 pip range. If I can get 15 pips and not 10, I'm going to be happy with that. So yeah, I just want to get to a point where I can do, you know, I don't want to have any more of these weeks where I'm like, oh, well, price wasn't moving very well. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know, we just need to be back on where I was before Christmas. You know, back to that same level. So I think a few weeks getting back to the one lots, and I'm pretty sure, I reckon by April I'll be ready to build myself back up to these high lot sizes. You know, I did that same thing when I was losing, like a while ago. You know, I was doing a bit well, and then I started taking a couple losses. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back, go back to the drawing board. This is before obviously I did live streaming and I had the mentorship and stuff. This is before I was properly profitable. So I went back to the drawing board, went back to just learning, taking paper trades, you know, building back the confidence. So whenever I have a little bit of a confidence knock, I think it's really important to, you know, really don't keep putting pressure on that situation and just look at, okay, how can I like get back and increase my confidence. So I realized, you know, okay, well, maybe if I just swallow sorry, literally there, like swallow my pride, right, and just think, okay, I don't really care about going from 4 lots, 5 lots back down to 1 lots. I don't really give a shit, because I can do that for a whole month, build that confidence back up, and then come back to it if I really wanted to. But I've decided that, you know, just for the next couple of months, I want to take my foot off the gas a little bit with the high lot sizes, putting that like unnecessary extra pressure when I can still make money. You know, I made £85 today, so, you know, 4 or 5 those in a week, and, you know, we're still a good amount of profit. So I'm happy about that. So it's gonna take time. There's no rush. Yeah, I personally think, you know, it's gonna work out really well. Okay, let's see what we got. That's Kelsey's comment. I got 13 pips on GJ and 20 pips on GU. Oh, nice. Yeah, I had to stop looking at GU. Okay, we got Dylan's chart here. This was the trade I took on 1 minute. Okay, Dylan, let's check this out. Right, GJ 1 minute. Overall trend is bullish, however Asian session has been bearish, so I need to see sellers exhaustion. I like that. So 1 minute lows, which price did not break, which suggests sellers exhaustion. I like that as well. Order block being created. 15-minute candles closing above 800 and rejecting off 800. Okay, I've heard of this order block. I think Sharma mentioned it, but I don't really know too much about it. Like, I don't talk about things I don't know, but I like the idea. So order block is basically saying, that, you know, obviously we had this initial push down, buyers starting to get back in, then you have this little bit of like consolidation to build up those orders for a continuation. That's what I believe you're talking about. That's probably something that we're seeing right now on the 4 hour, is an order block being created, because we're just ranging on the 4 hour, and then we should see some form of continuation. So I like that idea. I took a buy 0.04 lot with stop loss below 1 minute lows. Nice. Added another 0.4 here at this as this extra confirmation that price get a head up. Close first position at 10 pips, put second position stop loss at BE, let him run to 150. I think that's beautiful. I think that is from a 1 minute perspective, I don't look at that, but from the way that you've handled the trade, the way that you've discussed everything, I think that's a fantastic trade. 100%. That's a really, really good trade. And then the fact you've identified where you can add a position, I like that a lot. Yeah, really nice. Good work. Oh, we're rejecting now. Yeah, I think it's important to secure positions. So yeah, well done. So tempted to get in though, no bottom wick and a Monday, so happy I didn't take the risk. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If you didn't take the risk, you didn't take the risk. I got 15 pips on the 1 minute. Nice work, A-Rod. The reviewer. Gold will hit 1645 today. 1645. I don't know about 1645. I would say to you that gold could reach 1691. Yeah, I'd say around 1691. 1645 is way too ambitious, bro. Like, come on, man. It's all the way down over here. You know that. So you're suggesting that gold will have to move 500 pips? No. Gold is not moving 500 pips. I mean, look how much volume this daily candle had in it, right? And that's only 200, 300. No, I don't think it's going to do that. I think a good target for the day is going to be 1687, 1691, 1690. These kind of areas, right? This 4-hour support, that's where I'm expecting price to head off to next. This area here, right? But right now, I think it's retracing a little bit, which is good though, because then if gold does create, so look at this, right? This was a previous resistance level. We have resistance here, we have resistance over here, resistance over here. So if we can create resistance over here once again, it makes sense for price to then continue down and retest this low. This is a low being created, right? Let me just redraw that. This is a low being created. You know, when we talk about market structure, price move down, retrace, low, right? That's your market structure. So these lows, they get retested. This is what we're looking for here. We're looking for some form of pullback, resistance, and then this low can get retested. But yeah. So yeah, guys, if you caught that trade, I think it's been a great Monday here to start the week. I think this week could be a really good week. So drop a like on the stream. Really appreciate that. I mean, we should get a lot of likes here. We've got like 80 people, so we should technically have like 80 likes. And we had nearly 90 at one point, so let's get some likes up in here. Come on, guys, support what we're doing. Support the movement. But yeah, I think that was a really, really nice trade. And now pound yen is just kind of dying out of volume. EN, it looks like EN did reach our target there, so EN buys also made sense this morning. That's something I really looked at, but nice 17, 18, even ran for like 25 pips. Pretty good. I think EN wants to continue further on. I think if you can let Euro NZD make a high, right? Again, you know, we want to look at market structure. If you can let it make a high somewhere over here, right? Again, you're looking for a retracement. If it can establish some support above this previous level of support, right? This was support here. But you want that same kind of structure. Candles rejecting this lower end of support. You can say the same thing, and then you're looking for further upside to retest this high. So yeah, so now going to be doing bi-weekly withdrawals, as they say. Okay. Chill, brother. Next trade will make it up. I didn't lose, bro. I just was a bit it was just a bit frustrating about the spread, but I mean, that is what it is, isn't it? But it's all good, man. It's all good. Don't worry. Right. Okay. Oh, Joey caught that trade. Nice. Is there a certain percentage on RR for FTMO? No idea. I'm not the right person to ask about FTMO or anything like that. Okay, let's check out this chart from Mamba. Okay, Mamba. So this is Euro USD, right? 15 minutes. Okay, so enter trade when I saw the break and retest of the support level. Stop above TP1 at Wickfield to the left and run it down to TP2. TP1 was hit. Stop loss at break even now. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's nice. Obviously, do you need this MACD? Is that helping you? You know, have you got a rule to tell? Like, because, okay, so from what I've read, right, this is all I'm trying to say, right, is not criticizing at all, but what I want people to think about is when people send me charts with indicators, hear this, right? A lot of people that send me charts with indicators, they never mention, they never mention what it was about this indicator, right? This indicator that, or whatever, whether it's RSI, they never mention why that made a difference to their trade. Okay, so for example, if this indicator made no decision or made no influence in your trade, then why do you need it? You know, unless you're telling me you only sell when you see a cross like this on the MACD, or you want to see, I don't know, these bearish bars there, then unless you tell me that, I'm gonna presume that you didn't use this. So if you didn't use it, why is it here? Why are you not just focusing on what price is telling you? Because clearly you identified what price is telling you, and this didn't tell you that price was gonna head down. You didn't even, to me it looks like you didn't even use it. You talked about the support, price made a low below that support. You know, everything that was there was told you, that was explained by price. So I mean, if you, yeah, I just want people to think about that, because indicators are good for some, but the people that I know that indicators work, or for the people that it does work for, they have rules. You know, they have things that they want to see with their indicator to be able to take this trade. For example, they need to see a cross like this on the MACD in order to take that trade, whatever it is. You know, they have a rule in place. So I always say, you know, if you don't have a rule, if you're not even using it, why is it there? Just, you don't need it. But again, that's up to the individual. Just a bit of, just a pointer there. Looks like the 30-minute candle closed bullish. It's kind of reject. So I think at this point, you know, all we can kind of say is 4 hours just ranging. But like what I think it was, who was it? I think it was Dylan. Yeah. So like I think Dylan said on the 1 minute, you know, when price is in an uptrend, he was looking at like an order block, right? Now I'm not going to try and sit here and say I know what I'm talking about, but what we can say is that this consolidation on the 4 hour could just potentially be, you know, market taking a breather to then continue further on, like what he was talking about with the order block on the 1 minute that we saw. You know, we saw that rejection of the lower end, which we've seen here, and then we see consolidation, and then we start to see price breaking up to the upside to continue with the trend, and then these wicks, things like this, they get filled. So I think overall, you know, if I start to see support being created above this 4 hour resistance, I think that could be a really good opportunity as well to see price heading up, right? Which also, this from here to here, we have a nice clean 20 pip range, you know, so that's also going to be another good range to look for further upside. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, since I've taken a trade, watch, we're going to lose all of our viewers here today. But honestly, like, I mean, for people, you know, who just come on and take a trade and then just leave, like, you know, there's plenty more things for you to learn about. Oh, looks like gold trying to continue moving bearish. Yeah, it's one of those situations, we just get one of those candles that just continues with the momentum. Wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but either way, again, you're looking for price to create some form of low, and then again you're looking for like a retracement back to this kind of area, resistance to form, and then bang. You know, you gotta understand your market structure. Here becomes resistance, right? This becomes resistance, but then, you know, again, this kind of level here is not probably the best place to be entering in, because look how wide the stop loss is going to be. Plus, you don't know, we could start to come back above this level. So yeah, you want to always rate for like a resistance. This is HFX trade, right? I am HFX, yes. I think this is. I think you did you DM me like 10 minutes ago? Oh yeah, it was you. Oh yeah, this is HFX, the one you spoke to on DM. Yes, this is I am. Ooh, looks like pound yen is retracing. So it may need some form of support to form over here in order for a price to continue moving up. So do remember these things. But we did have that initial push opportunity, and I think I'm kind of glad that because obviously I set TP here just in case, you know, we just smashed up, right? But overall, I was looking at securing positions once we hit this level. So if I start to see reaction, that's why I closed out. But again, you know, what I was basically looking at was there's a potential rejection zone, but this is the target. This is where we should reach with the volume. But I think we're just pulling back to, you know, grab more liquidity, and then we should start to head off further up again. So for those of you who missed this move, you know, you're looking for a potential support to form on the smaller time frames, or you know, you're looking for buys above this area now, like a support to form above here, because that would also make sense. It's like a 20 pip range. That would make a lot of sense to look for something like that as well. Gold's just heading down. EN trying to move up, but we spoke about EN. You know, we want to probably wait for some support. I think it has kind of created the support level here now, but these are more of like impulsive moves. You know, these are impulsive support levels. Because you have this potential rejection zone on the 1 hour, which could present, when you start to reject there, an opportunity once support is created. So how many likes we got on the stream? I'm expecting to see 71 likes. No, I'm joking. You got 37. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. HFX. How do you control greed? I think that's a great question. I think it depends on the greed. It depends on how you, what your situation of greed is. I think is a good way to put it, because let me just give you an example. Like some people see it as, okay, well, okay, let's just say, for example, this situation. What would be a greed situation? A greed situation would be, okay, well, we see this clean candle, we see this situation, and someone's going to say, okay, right, where could we potentially reject, right? Well, I know that, okay, we can reject here, we can reject here, and we can reject here. These are 3 levels of potential rejection, right? You see the clean candle, we run into issues like we say here, here, and here. Someone who is greedy is going to say, okay, despite knowing this is a potential rejection, again, another potential rejection. Someone greedy is going to go, well, we should fill these wicks, so this is actually going to be my target, and I'm not going to secure until we get there, right? That's someone who's going to be necessarily a little bit more greedy, right? And someone who's going to be less greedy is going to say, okay, well, where is the first place that I'm going to incur some issues, and that's going to be the place I want to secure my profits, and then try and see if we can get to this level. That's going to be here. So someone who's going to, you know, try and stay away from being overly greedy is going to say, okay, well, I'm going to secure positions there, and then I'm covering myself in case we do this, right? We tap and then reject. So overall, what we're trying to say is, okay, well, someone who's going to be greedy isn't going to be focusing on these early areas of rejection. They're going to be focused on where they want price to go. And it's not about where they want price to go, it's about where's the most realistic place for price to go. And this is your first realistic place. Here's your most second realistic place. But this place, this is unrealistic if we reject these early places. So I think part of that greed is that. The other thing about greed is to do with potential lot sizes. I mean, if you think about it, right, if I'm having not a good week trading 4 lots, me being greedy would be to continue trading those 4 lots, because I'm like, okay, well, I want to make that money back. That's greed, right? I want to make I wanna use the higher lot sizes because I want more money, right? You know, greed would be, okay, I've had one good week trading, let's double up on my lot size, because now I think I can do the same thing again, and now I make 800 instead of 400. That's greed. You know, controlling that, it is difficult, but it depends on the person. You know, you have to just know what type of person you are. If you're someone who will be greedy, won't secure profits at certain positions, then I mean, I personally think, obviously I know I'm not talking to you directly, A-Rob, but I think, you know, that person shouldn't be trading, right? Because if they can't control where, you know, part of being a good trader, okay, there's a few things that make up a good trader. The first thing is execution. I'm going to put E for execution. The second thing is exit. I'm going to put E for exit, right? Those two things alone make up 90%, 80% of good traders. Having those two key ability. What comes off of, you know, exit? Greed. Because if you're exiting the market, let's say here, then you haven't been greedy. You know where they can potentially react. You've got your profit and you're calling it a day. If your your exit plan is bad, then you can potentially have that greed, because someone with a poor exit plan may say, okay, well, I mean, we could fill these wicks. You know, it makes no sense really in the grand scale of what's going on. You know, the market is telling us that this is resistance. So here's our most likely rejection area, but we also have this previous zone here. So we want to be aware of that. So a good trader will see potential rejections of this zone and look to start exiting his position or start to secure profits. Someone who has a bad exit plan and has greed will then say, okay, well, we're just kind of just reacting initially. We may pull back, but I'm expecting us to still get to this level, and I'm going to do that, right? So yeah, but I think you need to just be honest with yourself. If you're being greedy, I'm not talking to you again, I'm talking to just anyone in general. You have to see what it is that you're being greedy about. Is it the lot size? Are you not securing positions? You know, and you're just, again, hindering your own success. Something I've done, something many do, but like I say, you know, you would just be hindering your own success at that point. You know, you want to be doing as a trader. Trust me, there's so much that goes into trading. You know, there's so much things that you need to be focusing on. Like I said, exit, entry, risk. Risk is a massive one. You know, if you're over risking, I'm gonna put OR. If you're over risking, then that's greed summed up, because everyone has greed because they over risk and they over trade. Over trading is greed. OT. Over trading is greed. You've had 2 wins. Let's say you've had 2 wins, and your greed tells you, okay, well, there's a third opportunity. I'm gonna take that third win, and now you've taken a loss. You know, oh, now you gotta make that loss back. Again, greed. Now you got 2 losses, and now you cancel out those 2 wins, and now you just have a 0. You're back to square one. That's greed. So you have to see what it is that is affecting, or what, you know, basically, you know, what it is that that's hindering your success. What is it? Are you over trading? Are you over risking? You know, are you not securing profits at potential rejection areas? You know, what is it that is really holding you back? So I think looking at that's going to be a good thing. Really taking note of what's hurting your situation. Okay, I've been using when I started, but now I tried to look at price action and concentrated on. I'm concentrating less on the MACD. Okay, so my advice to you would be then, Mamba, get rid of the MACD and just focus on price action. Not less on the MACD, just focus on the price action, because clearly you can understand it, because you took a trade based off of the price action in front of you, and the MACD did not give you any assistance. You know, it could not tell you whether the next candle was going to go bearish. The previous candle gives you the indication whether the next one will go bearish or bullish. So just bear that in mind. But of course, again, it's up to you. I never tell anyone what to do. It's not about that. I just want to generally give you the best advice that I can for you to be able to be as successful as you can. And part of that, I used to use RSI, and then after about 5 months I realized, why the hell am I even got this on my screen? It's not benefiting me at all. If anything, I've missed moves where price says it's oversold or overbought, and it still continues in that direction. So it was a bit like, actually, you know what, it's actually not helped me whatsoever. It's made things worse. So right now on GJ, you would need a support to form. You would need a support to form in order for price to continue moving up, because it does seem like we rejected this previous level of support. Even though people may look at this and be like, well, we got this clean candle, we should mirror this candle, blah blah blah. I'm not going to worry about this. That you're being too yes, that's overconfidence now. You're not being conservative. You're not looking at the market as if to say, okay, well, if I want to just take a trade from here to here and be done, that is perfect. No one's gonna give a shit. It's there to there. You're done. You're not trying to be a hero. You're not trying to be a cowboy. You're being a sniper shot. You're taking your shot. You know where you want to get out of the market. You're out. You're done. Good day. If you can do that every day, that's how you become successful. That is how you become successful. Right, anyway guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I need to go grab a nice drink because I've been up since 6 AM today, and I need a hot drink. But yeah, right now, just don't like it. If we come back below this level, fuck this range off. This is a no trade range on the 4 hour. I wouldn't even look at pound yen if we do start to close back below. Looks like EN's still trying to continue moving up. Pretty good. A lot to learn on the stream today. We've discussed a few moves here today. We've discussed gold sells. Obviously this was pre-stream, but the move was explained. Everything. I mean, that call from where I originally said I would have entered, if I'd just been up 15 minutes earlier, would have ran for around 130 pips right now. That's like, if that was a one lot position on gold and I swang it all the way down to, let's say, this area here, that's £1,500. That's just mad. But gold also can work in the reverse, very difficult pair to trade. But I'm definitely going to be journaling this move, because I know if I see this again with the same idea that I had, I'm in. So yeah, on pound yen, we said, but you're going to need a support to form over here. Right then guys, let me go grab a drink, let me go do what I got to do, and then we'll be back very soon. And come on guys, let's get some likes up. We've got 70 people, 42 likes. That means 30 of you haven't bothered. Oh, I'm joking. Now do you want, guys, but obviously I would appreciate likes, because obviously it helps to spread what we do. There's like a bot that YouTube has, and it helps other YouTubers to see what we do, and obviously for some people who maybe new to Forex or whatever, these sort of places, these are the best places to learn. There's no obligation to trade, there's no obligation to do anything. You can just sit, listen, make notes. So easy peasy. So yeah, drop a like on the stream, guys, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll be back 5 minutes, just bear with me, and we can get some discussions going. If you want to send any charts, send in your charts now. and then when I get back I will take a look. But yeah, we can have some discussions. Don't know if Salim's busy, Kelsey's busy, but we can have some trading discussions, make it a nice day. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Awkward. I don't know what happened there. Just everything kind of went. Okay, perfect. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Yep, I'll be back. Bear with me.
Spruce Street made me smile like Gucci sweet. I bet I could get her number sometime. She was just standing there as I walked away. I should have said hi. I thought to myself, oh, way better than the one before. Got a vibe from just looking at her eyes, and I can't stop, can't get her off my mind. Oh, so if I look back, will I ever forget those eyes? Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Right, we're back. We're back. All I said, the 15-minute candle created support over there. Very nice.
Yeah, like I was actually looking to see if we could reject the previous 15-minute low, which is like the previous 30-minute, and head up. But I mean, the 30-minute doesn't look as good. The 1 hour looks alright to get the win fill, but it's quite a risky entry. I don't know how I'd get in.
I think it's one of those potentially, since the 15-minute candle created that support, and you know how we always like it you see how previously when we had that support situation where it tapped up into that resistance, so it tapped into this minor resistance, but it still closed bullish, creating that support above that 30-minute level. I think that would have been a good opportunity. But obviously you're looking at this, if you was in the buys, you're looking at this area to see, are we going to start to potentially see some like rejections, and then you may want to close the trade at that point. But I mean, let's see what the 30 minutes doing right now. So 30-minute candle still open. It's got like 15 minutes. Yeah.
I do think better like buys are just above 150. 150.
Yeah, I think at this point, because we're in this whole 4-hour range, I think the move was from here to here, and then now it's gonna take a little bit more for price to head further up. So you may see like some choppiness within this range. If you look on the 5-minute, you know, yeah, it looks like we're kind of like starting to see some rejections on this high point here on the 5. Like just as we can see, you know, we can see these rejections, and then now we're starting to create this resistance here. But again, like we're creating support here. So yeah, I think maybe if you're looking for a better trade to take, I'd wait to see a close above 150 and then take that up to 150, 360 would be a good trade. That's a 20 pip range there. That's a good range, and I think then you're going to just ignore all this mess that you're going to be in while you're in this 4-hour zone, because obviously when we had volume, the reason why I took the buys then was because we had London open volume, right? So when we have London open volume, you're kind of expecting it just to continue in one way, and it made sense to go up with the clean candle. But now we've had that initial move up, and then you can see the reaction at this point. Now it's like, okay, well, I mean, we could dilly-dally in here all session and then start breaking up, you know, like towards pre-MY. So I think yeah, I think that was the initial push, that was the move. I think maybe if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, you could look for further upside, but again, it's like probably your best bet is going to be above here to trade this range.
Yeah, like it's always hard. Like you missed a move, and then you're looking for another entry, but like that 15-minute form of support isn't really good enough.
No.
You don't want to start because if you take a loss and then you're going to think, oh shit, like just should have waited for the range to break.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I was in buys, let's say on this 15-minute candle, if I start to see resistance being formed here, then I would start to close the trade. You know?
Yeah. Plus, like you said before, with the 15-minute resistance there, you'd have to, what if you were up like not even 10 pips, you'd have to like probably put stops to break even just in case we rejected, which isn't good. Like you want at least 15 pips range.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. See, like because the 15-minute candle's closed bearish, although it's respected the low, it's now creating a resistance. You know, so this was resistance, and now we're creating more minor resistance. So it does become very hard. Whereas previously, what we saw was we had a high made, we had that resistance level, we created the support, same situation, but the next one wicked down and then broke through. It broke through the resistance that we had to the left. You know, if we start to receive rejections from that zone and then candles start coming bearish, which we're seeing here right now, you know, it makes it very hard, because then if we start breaking these lows, then we're going to start heading further down.
Yeah, I was looking at it as well as like that 15-minute form support, even though it did like, we did come up to this area, then we've retraced all the way back down, closing. Not the strongest either.
No.
So that could be the start of the rejection. Well, we got quite on that last week, something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a similar situation, but what happened was, obviously the next candle did move up, but like I said, like it didn't create this resistance where you've taken a buy. Basically, you know, it broke through this minor area. You know, this one tapped into it, pulled back, created support. That's fine, but now we need to see candles like breaking through this zone, because otherwise then we're just going nowhere. You know, and then if we can't break up, we can break down. But yeah, I think like, look, I know we're saying about, you know, because you miss a move, like you're looking for another trade. I think one way to like look at that differently, which is going to give you a bit more confidence, it's going to be like, what have you planned for? So I planned, okay, once I saw this range created, buys above here. We've also planned, because me and you spoke about it before the stream, that okay, well, once we're above this resistance at 150, that is the 4-hour resistance. So if we're breaking that, this clean move up would be the wick fill. So that would be still a good opportunity. We also spoke about, if you actually create some form of support, whether it's on the 30-minute, the 15-minute, above that 4-hour level, then it's a very high chance you can look for further upside. So again, it's just about now, okay, I've missed this, what's my next option? Well, we have options above here. I want to see some support here. We have options from this range. Okay, even if I don't want to take this range, let price make a high somewhere, then wait for support to form, or whatever it is that you're particularly looking for, you know. So I think, yeah, it could be heading up. Okay, currently in drawdown, hopefully candle flips. Oh, okay, let's check out your chart then. For Jan, a little bit of drawdown's fine, just gotta make sure the idea is there. Okay, so this is pound yen, support created on the 1 hour, broke and closed above 1 hour and 30-minute, closed above range. Missed entry on London Open, candle closed above and no wick to the bottom. Bullish 15-minute candle closed above resistance. Okay, 1 hour closed above 900, rejection from lower range to retest the high. Yeah, so we were just talking about this, so I think it makes sense. Let's go back to the situation here now. Okay, so I think what we need to do is look on the 5-minute, right? We can clearly see from the 5-minute perspective. 5-minute perspective, what can we see? Well, we can see that we're creating support here on the 5-minute. So your idea is, as long as this support holds, then we can continue moving up. But what is the problem that we're seeing here now? We're seeing that we have this resistance that was created on the 15-minute, but what we're also seeing is these rejections of this area. So this candle here, it closed bearish on the 5. We need this candle to close bullish. We need 5 minutes to be respecting this level. If you start to see rejection wicks on the 5-minute like this to come down, I would close the trade. At this point, I think your best bet, as long as your stop is below this level and you're waiting for the 30-minute candle to close, if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, your idea is still valid at that point. But again, you know, like what me and Kelsey were just talking about, was if we go to the 15-minute, the fact the previous 15 closed bearish is okay, yeah, it respected the low, didn't break the high, but again, you know, what you don't want to see is price tapping into the high created and then starting to create rejections, you know, like we can't break above that, you know, because really, if this is a high, then we've already reached the high point, you know, so now it becomes very difficult. So I think overall, if this 15-minute candle starts to flip, not the best situation. You know, is it going to then start heading down to these wicks? So I think, yeah, I think while it's still open, as long as it's staying above this area here, then you're waiting for the 30-minute candle to close to give you that confirmation that, okay, now we have a stronger support created and I'd like to see further upside. And I think your idea could be correct, since the 1 hour has created a top wick. It does have a wick to fill. But again, you just don't want to see them lower time frame rejections. Obviously, don't be too put off. But if you start to see, for example, if you start to receive bearish candles here, if we start to see bearish candles coming back down to this area, I would start looking at closing out. But yeah, it's up to you. But still, it's still a good idea. 15-minute support makes sense, right? But once this candle closed bearish, it became a little bit harder. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. We're here to support you through it. A-Rod, been working on price action of late. Okay. EU trade just hit final TP, 32 pips secured, trade done. Perfect, beautiful. Nice work. Just got 20 pips on gold on the wick fill on the 5-minute. Oh, gold. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that, man. All 3 TPs hit here today with those gold sells are called at 160 pip move now. I think we reached that 4 hours. Yes, we did. We did reach this 4-hour level. Exactly what we anticipated. Man, that's frustrating. I seem to always anticipate but never get my hands on it. But yeah, looks like we did create that resistance structure here. Let's look on the 5-minute, because when you see this kind of situation here, very, very difficult to catch. So what you want to look at is then the 5-minute time frame to see how you could have caught that move. I mean, really, yeah, very difficult situation. I think maybe here would have been a good opportunity to catch this initial push to the low, to support. That could have made sense. Or again, once we had further resistance created there, and then obviously once we started breaking down below these lows, could have made sense. Over here also could have made sense to sell below that bullish candle, retracement candle, and then looking to sell to this low with stops above here or even here. That would have made sense for a sell on gold on the 5-minute time frame. But again, I've still got to watch this myself for a long time. But yeah, it's nice to see that all the gold analysis played out perfectly. GJ's moving up, so I think JM will be pleased. So yeah, it looks like we're not seeing those bearish candles. But again, if this candle does start to reject this level or this level, then I would start to see concern. Obviously one candle, but what you don't want to see is like 1, 2, candles starting to reject that level. That is what we don't want to see. Now we have this support is quite clearly established on the 5, but I think we got if we can't break above these highs, then I mean we're just it's not a good situation to be in at that point. EN, what's EN doing, my friend? Oh, I missed that support formed on EN. Man, what a nice day here today for a Monday. We spoke about EN creating support above this level. This was your opportunity. And it's currently running for 15 pips. Here was your opportunity on EN. For those who was listening at the start of the stream, I spoke about this. I spoke about if you get support formed above this level on EN, let it make a high. Here's your high. Let it retrace, form support. Here would have been your entry, stops below this area, and then this is your target. Right now you're up 15 pips. You can secure positions, do whatever you want. But again, you need to be paying attention. Anyone catch them EM buys? Because we spoke about that from the start of the stream.
Yeah, I actually mapped them out. I had an area that we could project from on the 15-minute at 166, 680, and literally we tapped into it, and then yeah, support was formed. That was nice.
Yeah, nice work. Look at that.
It moves well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does move really well. And especially this situation here, right? This just beautiful situation. It's moving up really nice now. I mean, the buys all started from here, so even from here, it's currently moving at like 60 pips profit right now on EN. Your original risk was 12, maybe 13. Yeah, really, really good. Man, what a day here today. Everything apart from GJ's been moving well. Gold moved well, EN moved well, but GJ, dog shit. Yeah, I'm not liking this situation. Let's see the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, another bearish 5-minute candle. Very difficult. Now we're creating these lower resistances. You know, unless you just get one fat bullish candle come through, this just becomes very difficult. But again, I think if you got out break even, I think that's a better situation than taking a loss. Because right now, you know, this, yeah, not good situation. In the last 3 minutes, is it really going to flip? That's not where we want to be at that point. So there we go. We helped Jayan out here today. Waiting for next 5 minutes to oh yeah, we spoke about that. We got Mamba. Let's check out your chart. I think we already checked out your chart, but I think you got another one. Alright. In fact, let me do that in literally 1 minute. Bear with me 1 minute. Just gotta quickly do something. Right, sorry about that. Right, Mamba, let's check out that chart. I just had to finish my last crumpet. Okay. Oh, same trade, just finished off. Nice. So TP2 hit, that's beautiful. That's good trade. Fantastic. Yeah, very nice work. Gold could be potential sells to 1682. GU also could be breaking below. Yeah, I stopped looking at GU. It just didn't make sense to me. But since we have this support formed on GJ, I think this 30-minute can continue this move up to resistance at this point. Yeah, I think, and obviously I know we spoke about that with JM, but I mean we saw this 5-minute candle, what it did, you know. We started to see those rejections here, and then we created this resistance. We came back down. I mean, he literally nearly would have got stopped out before it started to drive up.
Yeah, I'm not liking that 30-minute close. I mean, it could push up, you know, last half an hour of the 4 hour, somehow get above 150, but be a stretch.
Yeah. I think it, yeah. I think it makes sense to continue up, right? It definitely makes sense if you think about it. So 1 hour looks like it could do the wick fill. Then we need a support on the 30-minute has been created. We're breaking above the highs. 15-minute candle did create quite a solid support at this point. I think it's going to continue moving up. I have to admit, this is quite a solid support formed on the 15-minute time frame. So I think it would have been better to wait for buy. I mean, obviously, okay, so you originally took buys here, let's say, and then let's just say, okay, we see all these problems, you go break even, whatever, you close out. You would be wanting to probably re-enter here with stops below this level now at this point, because now you're kind of getting this like triple bottom situation on the 5-minute, which clearly suggests we cannot be breaking down. So at the same time, you know, this area now becomes our next target, and then obviously 150 if we break through this zone. But again, if you was getting into buys again, you'd be looking at, okay, are we going to start rejecting that area? But I think even though it did create support, really this isn't the best range to be trading, so I won't worry about it. I'd say if you're going to look for a support formed, Kelsey, I'd say a good support above 150 is going to give you a good opportunity to fill those wicks on the 4 hour, especially if we come into, let's say, pre-New York, and you start to get like maybe like a weak bearish candle here. You could anticipate further upside, because now our direction is pretty clear. You know, this was resistance, and now we're creating the support above resistance. So effectively there's bullish volume at in the market at this point. But if I was in buys, right, I know I don't like to talk about, I know that we don't really manage trades how we used to, but if I was in buys and I see price come into this area and then starting to look like it's going to flip bearish or anything like that, that's when I would start to close out some positions, at least if I was in this trade. Not because I'm talking about, oh yeah, this is how you manage a trade, but you know, effectively now this is still a resistance created. So if you start to see reactions at this point, you don't want to be saying, okay, well, if this candle flips, it makes no sense for it now to start coming back to these wicks again. You know, at that point then we would just be, it's consolidation, there's lack of volume. But if this runs up, I mean, then you know where the 2 points you could have got in today. You know, you had this initial push opportunity, and then the second opportunity would have been here if this plays out, obviously. But I mean, even then it's moved up like 9 pips already. And then if you get the wick fill, it's like 14, 15, and then continuation to 150 is going to be 18. So where's Mr. Salim today? He's very quiet today. He might be a bit busy. But it's nice to have some chats. I always feel like I'm talking to myself a lot of the time. Oh.
It was a shame. We had quite a lot of people on end of last year. Maybe it's because of holidays though.
Well, I personally think obviously a lot of people like sign up to the group and stuff like when they was being furloughed or when they wasn't working because they had the spare time, and now they're back to work. You know, they can't come on and talk, which is fair enough. You know, but obviously it'd be nice to have other people like who can do this full time and come on and talk. You know, but obviously it's a benefit. The Zoom call is a benefit of being part of the private group. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure as time goes on, we'll have more people coming on and joining, etc. So JN got back in at 960. Yeah, I think if you I think you want to be making sure that this candle stays bullish, in my opinion. Otherwise, it does become a little bit difficult. Like, it's a good 5-minute close. You may see some pullbacks on the 5, but when I talk about rejections on the 5-minute, while the candle's still open, you don't know it's rejecting. You want to start to see wicks being left to the downside now. This is what we want to start to see on that 5-minute. Even if it closes, even if it breaks the low on the 5, don't get worried about it. Just make sure it's closing bullish. And then, once it closes bullish, it's pretty obvious at that point. Then you can start anticipating more upside based on the candles. So, like for example, this candle here, it could be creating a bottom wick to then start coming up to break this 5-minute high, and then we'll see that push into this zone. Oh. Sorry about that. Just had to sneeze. So yeah, if this 5-minute candle starts breaking the high, I think you're going to be pretty good. Pretty good. There you go. It's broken the high now. So again, we're starting to see these wicks leaving this area. This was a previous resistance on the 5. We're seeing this situation happening. We're seeing these rejections on the 5-minute. So even for me, right? Even for me, because I didn't take this buy on the support formed. But now what can I start doing? I can start looking at the 30-minute and say, okay, well here was the 30-minute confirmation. Would I have liked that confirmation? I don't know. Right? It's currently moving up around 11 pips, so it's pretty good. You can start to secure some positions at this area and then try and let a piece run to 150. But if I was in this trade, what would I like to see from a 5-minute, 15-minute perspective? So the first confluence that we did have, which made sense, was this 15-minute candle closed above this minor resistance, right? Which is really good confirmation based off the 15 minutes. So 15 min, we can have a little tick, right? That's good. 30-minute support created, that's good. Now what do we want to see from a 5-minute perspective? Okay, well, we want to start to maybe see some rejections on the 5, and we want to see wherever there's a minor resistance, are we breaking above that? Are we breaking above that? So again, we go to the 5. We go to the 5-minute, and then we start to see now, okay, so if this was resistance, now we start to see, if we can just change the color, let's say, okay, now we're seeing, so this was support, and now we're seeing these higher level of support being created within our market structure. And then obviously now we're starting to see these rejection wicks leaving this zone, and now potentially if we can see like just one more higher support level, I think that would be pretty good to confirm that push up to that level. But again, even if you played it from here to here, that's still 10-11 pips, or wherever you got into the market. Even if you want to start closing out positions within this small rejection area on the 5, that's perfectly fine to do so. So yes, I think GJ can continue moving bullish. And gold seems like it wants to continue further down. If we look on the 30-minute time frame, I mean, it looks like it wants to come down and potentially fill these wicks now. Man, gold has taken just no prisoners today. EN, oh, beautiful target reached on EN there as well. Both targets, man. We literally had, right, today we've had both targets on EN hit. We've had GJ first target hit, and we've had all targets hit on gold. It's a pretty good day today, actually. I think for a Monday as well, we've had a good day. I just think GJ's been like shit, really. So yeah, again with this 5 minute, it may break this low, but it doesn't matter. As long as this candle breaks the low, but then starts to come bullish, will we then start to recognize that we're leaving this area? I'm getting a bit more comfortable now looking at the 5 minute, understanding the structure on the 5. You know, you can see these little 5 minute wicks being created. But yeah, what a great day, honestly. But not even a 30 minute bullish candle been created at this point. Man, if I'd have one lot on that, it'd be up around 2 Gs. But yeah, EN, we spoke about EN. So obviously this initial push up to resistance made sense, but then we spoke about, okay, we had a previous support level here. So I think if we create that support above that level, it would make sense. That was a 40 pip range. So nice clean range. You look on the 15 minute, you see how we have, okay, so now this is perfect because you see how we have this area, right? This resistance, this previous area in this zone. Right, you can see this was a previous resistance, and then it tried to become a support, and then we broke down. So this is an important level. We had the reaction to it. We created the strong bullish engulfing candle to close above. We had bullish momentum, continuation up to resistance. Again, here's a good trader. A good trader will recognize this level. He'll recognize this area. He'll see, okay, I'm not going to take buys over here, or let's say here, when we know candles could potentially reject. We haven't got a support created. He's waiting. He's not entering over here because he knows, okay, we haven't quite got that support created yet. He waits for the support. He sees price closing above that previous level that he was interested in. He's executing on the close or wherever he wants to execute, but he has his plan in place where he wants to execute. His stop loss is in a good conservative position, and he knows exactly where he's getting out of the market, right? You know, does he want to secure something here? That's okay. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. If he wants to leave the rest running to there, again, that's up to him. But as long as he follows his plan and executes and exits the market at the right time, then he's doing the right thing. Or she. Sorry to sound sexist, but he or she. Right? So again, in terms of greed, you know, someone's going to be like, okay, well, I don't know. Let's say they're entering here and they're like, okay, greed's going to be, okay, well, yeah, this is TP1, but I'm expecting further upside based on the higher time frames. I'm going to try and swing it for 120 pips when, okay, do that. But secure your point here. This is a good resistance level. This is a great target. It's a good amount of pips. Secure your bag, put stops at BE, and let that happen. If that happens, happy days. If it doesn't, then you bagged the profit. You bagged some profit. But yeah, what a nice day across all 3 pairs. So GJ, what's GJ up to? 20 seconds left for the 15-minute candle to close. And I think obviously we want to see the 15-minute closing above this minor resistance, obviously, for the next one to continue up. But yeah, it looks like we did kind of move up to these wick rejections there. But yeah, we want this candle to close above this area, and then we should see price head up. But again, if you've missed this whole move, if you missed this whole situation, don't worry about it, because you can wait for a support above 150, 150. This is going to be above that 4-hour range. You know, some people are going to say we're in that 4-hour range. I ain't trading. I'm not going to take anything. So if you want to wait, you know, this is going to be a good opportunity for like MY session. If there's a support created above that 4-hour range, you have that 4-hour wick to get filled, and then you're looking at, here becomes that move up. And even on the daily, right? Let's look on the daily. Okay, let's look at where we are now and where we can head off to. But yeah, looks like the 15-minute closed above. The 30-minute looks like it's going to move up to 150, 150. So two fairly good opportunities today, despite being in an overall range. But if we look on the daily, right? If we just look on the daily, so you see where this pink yellow line is, sorry. that 4-hour wick fill. That is also the previous daily candle wick fill, which you already kind of done, but again, this is still a target. If we break that level and we create support above this level here, then where's the next place we're likely to go? Well, we know we have this wick to fill, so there's our next play to fill that wick. Yeah, you know, if you was coming on, let's say start of the stream, or potentially earlier than that, what you'd be looking at is, okay, well, we're either going to fill this bottom daily wick or we're going to fill this top of the daily wick, the previous one, right? What's more likely? Well, based on where we're closing, it's more likely we're going to fill this. So you would be looking for buys at that point to do that, to make that move happen. But yeah, looks like we're heading up. I think we're going to reach that resistance there now that we failed to before. So it actually does seem like the 30-minute support was the entry like we spoke about. Stops below here, and there was your target. I think that was actually quite a good. So there was actually 2 really good opportunities on GJ despite being in an overall 4-hour range. So, I mean, to be honest with you, not a bad day at all. And if I was in buys right now on that 30 close, I'd be putting stops to break even, because we should not be coming back here now. And I personally think you could even secure here and let something run for the day, because unless you start to see rejections here and hard rejections, unless you see that, then we should break out of the zone today. Otherwise, if you do, then I mean we're probably going nowhere, because this is 4-hour resistance. This is a strong resistance here. So if you start to see rejections, then maybe we are just going to come back down and just going to range. But based on the structure right now, it does seem like we can head up. But yeah, wow. So we called out a good amount of trades here today. Beautiful. Spoke about the 5-minute structure. Very nice. Yeah, looks like 150 is about to be reached, or 140, that kind of zone. I think Kelsey as well. What I was gonna say was, you know how obviously there's different entry styles. I think if you was unsure about the close, I think you maybe could have looked at getting in on the break of the high as an entry. Because if we're creating support, but here's your resistance, we already know that if we break this wick, there's a higher probability we're going to continue it and break that minor high, and then this would all be your profit. Obviously your stop loss is different then, but again, you could have, obviously we talk about aggressive entries as a really aggressive, but it would have worked. I mean, even if the stop was below the current candle, it would have worked. So from a manager, go on.
Yeah, how I saw it was like that initial push, which is the one I wanted to get in, that I didn't get. So I think now I was happy to just let that go, wait until we get above here, 150, and then get an entry.
Yeah,
I think that's better for me to do that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, it was still a good move. Like I wasn't really liking it.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's one of those, like, obviously when you look back, you're gonna be like, okay, it made sense.
Yeah,
it made complete sense. But again, if you want the safer option, then yeah, above here is always going to be safer, because you're in this 4-hour range here. This is for all 4-hour range, and we know that when we've tested out 4-hour ranges before, it's been very wicky. I think we've been quite lucky today, but here's quite a good example of how wicky it can get. Look how wicky it can be within this consolidation area. So yeah, I think we got a quite a lucky escape from that, but still, everything made sense. But yeah, there was definitely 2 opportunities there today. Gold is still trying to head down. Wow, look at that. Just no prisoners. It's gold trying to break these lows. Is it going to come down and fill these wicks? If it does, then that's the next target on gold. But I mean, if you've missed this all, I don't know if it's a good idea to be getting in here, because again, you know, it could wick down and start pulling back. You know, it hasn't, every low that is created is immediately, there's a lot of momentum. I mean, a lot of momentum with this. So yes, it can continue down, but again, you probably want to wait for that real market breather, you know, where we start to see bullish candles properly retracing, you know. That's a real market breather, and then wait for that solid resistance, you know. But I mean, this still does make sense. But this this suggests there's a lot of volume in the market. When we're just moving down like a ski slope, right? When you can draw it and it looks like you're going skiing, then there's a lot of momentum. You know, same with this. We're going uphill. A lot of momentum. The steeper the slope, the more momentum. Ooh, GJ is rejecting that area now. Yeah, you might have to wait for like MY session, Kels.
Yeah, maybe.
EN's also trying to move further bullish at this point, breaking above the highs. Yeah, see, I like. Go on.
We can get a continuation in New York, and then maybe we can break above 350, 360, and then head up.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think we're going to call it a day here soon today, guys, as well. So, I think I'm going to say 8 minutes left on the stream. If you want any charts, if you've got any questions, let's get it in now. And then there's not going to be that last rush at the end. So let's get in your charts, let's get in your likes, let's get in your questions now. That's the point. Like the stream, guys. I think it's been a really, really good day here today. A fantastic Monday, I have to admit. So drop a like on the stream. Help everybody else out. That'd be awesome. So yeah, any charts, any questions, anything, send it in now, because we'll be finishing at 10 o'clock. Right, bear with me one sec, guys. I just got to listen to this voice. Note. Okay, do we have any final charts, questions, anything? It looks like we might break out this 4-hour range here soon. It looks like the 4 hours trying to break above the previous 4-hour high from the Asian session. Looks like we can continue this move bullish. Yeah, looks like it wants to continue up. You know, I was just thinking as well, Kelsey. You see this 15-minute candle closing above here like this? This was kind of like that same.
The other day.
Yeah, from last
Yeah.
week where we had those rejection wicks on the 15-minute, and we were like, yeah, not bit not really looking good. And then we had that one 15-minute candle that created that, like, basically started the move up. You know, and then same thing here. I think that was the confirmation there. And then as you can see, you know, now we're running really well. So I definitely think that was a good confirmation looking back. All you can do is journal it. You know, this is like the second time now you've seen, okay, when we make that high, we're looking for that retracement. Can we get that one bullish candle engulfing to suggest to us that, okay, this minor resistance then we've created is not valid. And then we got that here, and then upside. Because I think at this point you're probably going to want to wait for some support to form. Even if you see price running all the way up here, I wouldn't even be just like worried about it. I would just say, okay, let it make that high, let it retrace, because obviously once it breaks out of that 4-hour range, you probably will want to do some form of retest. I'm just going to be where you want to start looking to get in.
There's no rush. Like, I'll wait for it to do its thing. Like, I'm not even bothered if I don't trade today. You know,
It's
start the week.
Monday. Okay, guys. So if we don't have any more questions, if we don't have any more charts, then we're going to be calling it a day. So let's do a little round off. So gold, obviously we said the next target for gold would be 1687, obviously based on those wick fills to the left hand side. But I think, yeah, it's a little bit difficult situation right now. I mean, you could sell and just go with it, but you'd really need to go with it. I mean, it's one of those, at any point now you could see some form of big pullback, you know, some form of pullback, because this is a heavy trend. So I think if that was going to happen, it would have been here or somewhere over here. You know, over here, very risky. Okay, but again, gold, what a nice move. You know, if this had just happened 15 minutes later, man, what a difference it would have made. But either way, so that was gold. GJ, obviously we've discussed pound yen. Seems like it wants to close above 150, which was reached at this point, despite us doing rejection. So here's a good point. Even though we had this clean candle here, right, and everyone would have thought, okay, we're definitely going to hit this area. Yeah, we were definitely going to hit this area, but we needed to pull back, create that support, get more buyers to come into the market for that to happen. You know, that's what we needed to happen in order for price to do so. So, not the idea was wrong. This is where, you know, depending on where your stop loss is, and let's say I closed half here and then let the rest run to 150, then I would say, okay, as long as I kept my stop loss down over there, which is where it was originally, I never would have got stopped out on the other half. But then you have that other side of you saying, okay, well, we went into profit, 15 pips, pull back to minus whatever, -6, -7. Is that really what you're going to want from a half position? You know, really you'd want stops to break even, so you would have got stopped out. So that all depends on what you want to do, you know, what you're comfortable with. Okay. Right. Oh, we do have a couple questions, and then we are going to finish off here because we did say 10 o'clock. But yeah, so we have officially broken out, bang on the 4-hour close as well. Definitely. So yeah, I think at this point we could see some further upside for the day now here, especially once we start breaking above 153.50, because then we can do the wick fill at 157.30. So that's also something you want to pay attention to. Now you're going to need to wait for some further support, but again, you should get some options. We've already seen how this move occurred, so again, you want to look for some further support being formed above this level now. Okay, let's answer these two questions and then we're going to finish off. GJ going to have bullish impulsive move, it just formed inverted head and shoulders. I don't look at it like that, but if that's how you look at it, then that's good. But cheers, A-Rod, thanks for coming on again today. Always appreciate your company. FFF traders, morning man, how are things going? Yeah, it's going well, it's going well. I hope you're doing good too. But we are finishing up on the stream now, and then we've got Imran, last one. That 30-minute support looked good, but Raja always mentions the range, thus I was a bit wary. Any advice on that, please? Okay, so my advice would be, let me just turn the music off now at this point, because I just want to start to close everything down. So just in final, my advice would be in this situation, okay, so whenever price makes a high like this is a high, right? Let's just put this as the high. In order for this high to break, we need support. So in theory, he's correct. This becomes your range because this is resistance and now you have support. So yes, this is a range. I think it depends on what you want to do. If you want to see further upside, I know some people that will say, okay, well, I'll take buys above this resistance. So as we start to break above this high to anticipate further upside, you can do that. You can take buys here and then say, okay, well, we should break through, or at least I want to secure something here. You can do that. It depends. I think overall, obviously, you need to be looking at where did we close. Obviously, on the 5-minute, we would have closed and seen rejections here. But on the 30-minute, we're seeing rejections right here. So from here to here, yes, there's no range. But if you want to execute buys, what you want to see is that we're not rejecting this area. We're not seeing candles start to wick up and then start to close bearish. You know, you want to see candles printing bullish as we break this level. So I think it's a little bit up to you. But what I find is, you know, it's like these sorts of situations like this, you need to go and back test. You know, that's the best thing you can do, is go and back test how many times after price has made a high above as a resistance level like this, made that minor resistance, and we create support. How many times is it going to continue and how many times it's going to not? If you find that more times it continues, you have a strategy. If it doesn't, if it continues less times, then you know to avoid. You can just say, you know what, they're not worth looking at. But again, you need that data to back up what you're looking at. So from what I know and from what I've seen of this, right, I'm obviously not going to say, oh yeah, this % of the time it does it. Oh, what have I done? Sugar. I don't know how I did that, but okay. Anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, last thing, if you look at how many times it does this, I mean, for me, I see whenever this situation happens, there's a very high probability. So that's what's going to tell you, right, that, okay, if there's a very high probability, that means a lot of the time it's going to go that way. So what do I want to see? What do I want to see happening that's going to support my idea? So there's a few things. You know, do you want to see these rejections to the previous level? That's a good thing. You know, how big is the range? You could look at that. There's a lot of things, but go and do some back testing on it. Go and take a look at times you've seen this happen and see the structure. Look at the smaller time frames. You know, in this particular occasion, what other confluence did we have? We had the 15-minute candle closing above this minor resistance, which is what me and Kelsey spoke about. And then again, if you're anticipating further continuation, this just becomes a level that we will reach and we should break through. If you start to see price coming up and then again you start to see the candle retracing or even coming back to potentially flip, I would start managing my trade at that point. Even if I was saying, oh, I'm gonna let my trade run, I would start taking something off, because it just doesn't make sense if we're seeing rejections here to trade that. You know, we're in a 4-hour range overall, so that also was beared in mind. But structure wise, all of this made sense. It's how structure works. High levels of support, high levels of resistance, and continuation. You know, it's just simple market structure. So there we go. Thanks, H. Take care. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow. Thank you, HFX. It's 1 a.m. in Denver. It's hard to wake up sometimes. Oh man, you're a trooper. I salute you. I think go get some rest, unless you're obviously staying up. But again, I would personally go get some rest. If you've had a win today, call it a day, man. Get some rest. Go back to go to bed, and wake up fresh for tomorrow. A break above 150, 350 would be a good idea. I think it's still a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But again, like what we were talking about, is you're gonna want to see a support. You're gonna want to see a support form, because if you took buys here, yeah, it may work. It may just continue running. But again, this is now the new high, so it'd be like buying here. You know, you got caught in that pullback. Do you want to get caught in that pullback? So I think here you may want to let it make a bit of a high up in this range, retrace, and then look to take it up. Again, same situation. Let it make a high above this level, wait for support, and then again retrace. Again, it does depend. If you start to see, so let's say just the last thing I'm going to say now, if you start to see a situation like this, I do obviously just want to help you guys out, but if you do start to see a situation like this where you get bearish candles forming here, right, and then you see a bullish candle closing above, right, above that 350 level, then you can, it's up to you, you can anticipate further upside at that point. But again, you have to understand this is almost an impulsive move, because this is resistance right here. So you're impulsing the decision that we're going to continue in that direction, you know, whereas sometimes it may just come right back down again. So again, you have to stick with that idea. The safer option, if you want the safest option, then you wait for this to happen, wait for the next one to come up, wait for the next one to come down, establish support here, and then take it up. That's going to be the safest option. So there we go. That's it. But yes, that idea would make sense. A break above 150, 350. Perfect. Damn, EMU. Yes, EN was nice. We've discussed EN. Sorry, Mo Ali. We've discussed EN. I think you've missed the boat with that one. We said about the EN buys. Started off here. Spoke about support above this level. Got that. Moved up. If you're looking for further upside, again, you need support. Support. In an uptrend, you wait for support. And then you can reach these kind of higher end levels. But again, you don't want to be taking buys here. You don't want to be taking buys on bullish candles. Obviously you do, but sorry, what I mean is you don't want to be taking buys at the high. You know, this is a high, this is a high. You never know when price is actually just going to start to move down. And EN, I've seen whole 50, 80 pip bullish moves be corrected in the MY. Just next session just goes the complete opposite way. I've seen it many times. So you want to wait for support. Okay, perfect. So thanks very much everybody today for coming on. Hope you've enjoyed today's stream. I think it was a really good day. So yeah, sorry Salim, I've just seen your message. That's no problem, mate. Have a good day, and drop a like on the stream, guys. I think it's gonna be, yeah, I think it was a really good day today. So we had GJ buys this morning, worked out really well. There was a second opportunity for that as well. Perfect. EN buys played out that we called out, and gold sells also made sense just before the stream started, but we watched it throughout the stream play out from where I originally would have liked to have been in, but again was sleeping. So one of those things. Okay, last one. How to buy magic key, bro? Well, I mean, if you want to buy magic keys, go to magickeys.com. I think they're only available for pre-order right now. You can use my discount code if you want. If not, obviously just go and check out what other discounts are around, whatever you want to do. But just go straight to Magic Keys website, bro, and you can buy it. I think it's pre-order at the moment, but again, yeah, head over to the website and you can be able to do that. Just Magic Keys. Just type in Magic Keys and it's going to come up here. Magickeys.trade. There you go. You're going to go to buy and then you're going to buy it. So okay, so yes, they're currently sold out and you can pre-order. Pre-order that. Okay, awesome. So again, thanks very much everyone. Thanks Salim, thank you Kelsey for coming on, and we'll see everybody tomorrow 7 a.m. Awesome. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks everyone on the YouTube. Cheers. Yep, see you Salim. Thank you very much. Oh, is it helpful? Yes. Yeah, magic keys is helpful. I would say if you're looking to trade full time, in my opinion, you can ask anyone else in the YouTube chat. I mean, obviously I'm going to end it literally after I've said this, but you can go and ask anyone else in this community. They'll tell you how helpful it is. But again, you know, go do your own due diligence, go do your research, think it's something that you would want. But I have one. I know everyone that I trade with has one. So yes, I would say it's a big I'd say it's more of a necessity. But again,